Welcome to my talk on continual learning for on-device speech recognition using disentangled conformers. This is work done in collaboration with the researchers at FAIR, Chingfeng, Weining, Hayden, and Abdul Rahman, as well as my advisors Unsol and David at UT Austin. This is work done during an internship at FAIR. Let's begin. Speech recognition models deployed in households encounter ever-changing speaker distribution. Given a base ASR model trained on a general-purpose dataset, we would like to build and evaluate models that can continually adapt as new speaker-specific data is received in an efficient manner so as to allow on-device adaptation. Our contributions thus are twofold. We present a new evaluation benchmark called Libri Continual, and we propose a new disentangled conformer or disconformer along with two algorithms, network augmentation or NetAug for the base ASR training and disentangled CL for continual learning. Let's begin with Libri Continual. Libri Continual is a dataset consisting of 118 different speakers reading LibriVox books, where the transcripts are generated by a wave-to-wave-2 large model rescored with the transformer NM. For every speaker, we have 6 different train splits ranging from 10 minutes to 10 hours. This increasingly sized train data simulates continual interaction. We also have approximately 3.13 hours of validation and 2.66 hours of test sets. Our evaluation framework is as follows. We first train a base model M on a general purpose dataset, which is Libri speech in all our experiments. Then, given some continual learning algorithm A, we run it on this base model using the Libri continual train set of every speaker S to obtain 118 different models MS, where S goes from 1 to 118. And then we evaluate it along 3 metrics. First is the number of parameters. This is the number of average trainable parameters modified by the CL algorithm A, and this is a proxy for efficiency. The second is Libri Continual WER. This is the median WER of model MS on its respective speaker S test set. So we evaluate each model on their respective speakers test sets to get 118 different WERs, and then we compute the median. And the third is Libri Speech WER, which is the median WER on Libri Speech. This tests catastrophic forgetting. Now let's come to the disconformer. As you can see in the diagram, the disconformer splits the parameters of the FFN, self-attention, and convolutional modules of the well-known conformer architecture into green core and blue augment parameters. Here, we split the FFN module along its hidden dimension, the attention module along heads, so we have core and augment heads, and the convolutional module along the kernel channels, so we have core and augment channels here. Some of these are active and some of these are inactive during a given forward pass, and we shall explain why that is in the next slide. We begin by describing the base ASR training with NetAug. Here, the idea is that we pass inputs through just the core, W core, which is the first term in the loss, as well as the core in conjunction with some random subset of augment parameters, W tilde augment, which is the second term. Here, the weighting parameter alpha is set to 1 because we found that to be the best. This encourages the core parameters to work well in isolation due to the first term, as well as in conjunction with any random subset of augment parameters due to the second term. Next, we perform continual learning with Libri Continual, where we freeze the core, W core, and we fine-tune only a fixed small random subset of augment parameters, W prime aug. So we only fine-tune these parameters, which means our approach is parameter efficient. We use W core, which has been untouched by our continual learning for general purposes. ASR, and we use W core in conjunction with W prime aug, which is the parameters we just fine tuned for speaker specific ASR. Let's jump to the key results. In this table, the Disco FF at and conv models are models that disentangle each module type individually. So we only disentangle one module type at a time in our evaluations. The base FF at and conv baselines are these models with just the core. So for example, if base FF had core and augment parameters, base FF is just the core parameters of that Disco FF, but everything else is identical. We find, as you can see from this table, when we train these models on just Libri speech, right off the bat, NetOg trains better base models. All the word error rates for both Libri speech and Libri continual are lower. Next, we would like to evaluate the continual learning algorithm, which we do by comparing to baseline continual learning algorithms, full FT, which fully fine-tunes the model, knowledge distillation, which is full FT with a KL divergence penalty for deviating too far from the base model, and efficient versions of the above two that only fine-tune the top one or two layers. All these models have been fine-tuned on the 1 hour split and decoded using 4CAM LM. For more settings, please see our paper. We first find that our disentangled CL outperforms all the baselines on Libri speech because all the baselines suffer from catastrophic forgetting. We also outperform parameter matched CL baselines, the blue bars, and we even perform as well or nearly as well as fully fine-tuned baselines on Libri Continual, as you can see from this graph. Thus, in conclusion, Libri Continual reveals that current base ASR models underperform on speaker-specific data, and current baseline CL algorithms are parameter inefficient and catastrophically forget general-purpose data. On the other hand, our disconformer with NetOg and disentangled CL is parameter efficient and has high performance across the board. We invite few future work on continual learning in absence of label data, unlike Libri Continual, multi-speaker adaptation, and more. Thank you.